today is in coordination with Solel International. It's a nonprofit, and so I'd love to introduce you guys to Danny Asgariel. Thank you.
All right, so if I got your attention, please clap twice. Like 8 times. Clap twice. All right, I got your attention. Well, I'm so glad that everybody came today, especially our future entrepreneurs that are out there today. You guys are our future, and we want to make sure that you get all of the knowledge and the food you can get. So, my name is Danny Asgariel, and I run the company called Solel International. Solel is a Hebrew word that means trailblazer. So wherever we go, we blaze a trail through adversity. So also what we do is we're a placemaking organization that helps you excel in the areas of the arts, entrepreneurship, and culture. So if you want to learn more about who you are and more about who we are, you can look us up. Our website is solelint.org. That is solelint.org. Again, you all are our future. We love you very much, and we're here to offer a constructive point of view from us old folks that's been in this field for a while. Owning your own business is a very difficult thing, but it is also a very rewarding thing, you know. And for all the children that are out there, you know, from the ages, 5 to 17, however old you are, you have to understand that we need you. We need you. We absolutely need you. You are needed. You are valued. You are somebody to us. And we're definitely glad you're here. And without further ado, I'm going to bring you the secretary for Solel International, and she's going to present the schedule, Ms. Sylvia Gillen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you all for having me. Okay, so we're going to go over the schedule, how everything's going to be going out today. First of all, we're going to have from 11 to 11:30, we have the participants form a line, and we're going to do the first workshop, and it's innovative thinking. What you guys have, young people, you guys have innovative thinking. You can think your caps on and think outside of the box, right? We're going to also be presenting, the innovative thinking will be presented by Professor Ravi Braham. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Apologize. Mr. Ravi. Yes, awesome. And we're going to be in room 128, but we're actually going to be doing a workshop here now. So you guys can just get comfortable, and we'll go ahead and merge over to that. And we're going to also have the lunch from 11:30 to 12:15. But we're going to also have that here, and we're also going to be performing our some other introductions and things like that during your lunch. So while you're having your lunch, we'll be doing some things with you as well. But Mr. Aaron will be here talking about marketing and why it's so important and the importance of marketing skills. And those skills come naturally, but how do you put them together and be skillful with those things? So that's what he's going to bring to the table for you guys, kids and the teenagers. And from 11:15 to 11:30, Ms. Sharika Valari? Yes. She will be here for the Men and Success for Kids. So, and that's why you notice we're saying kids a lot, because you guys are the future, like Mr. Danny was saying. Whether for you guys, we probably would be good bored. Okay, so we're going to go on to that one as well. And from 12:20 to 12:50, we'll have our second workshop, and that is how to pitch. And that's where how to pitch, and what you're going to be doing is learning about pitching and how you bring your ideal to life and how you bring a vision to whoever you're pitching to, okay? And that would also be in room 118. You may see that on the schedule, but it's actually going to be here as well. And then we're going to be meeting the judges. And the judges are here. Mr. Aaron Mosley, Crow's Eye Studio, this is Crow's Eye Studio. Kevin Pasha, Morgan Stanley with Morgan Stanley, John Real with Station, and Maya Devola, I'm pronouncing that right as well. And she's with HCC. Okay, and this is the Learning Hub auditorium. We thank you guys for being here for this as well. And we also, from there, from 1 to 1:30, we'll have a group presentation pitch. So that's when individually, I think we're going to be doing it individually at this time instead of the groups. So we'll have individual pitches, so you'll be all equipped and ready to pitch your ideas and get ready to implement them in life. And we are excited to see that. And 1:30 to 1:45, the judges review and selections will be picking the top 3. So I want you guys to really pay attention and really get your thinking caps on, because we're all winners, but everything's relevant at time and place, so think about relevancy and time and all that good stuff. From 1:45 to 2, the awards will be presented to all the people that pitched and the winners as well. So I just want to thank you guys again for coming, and glad to have you all. And like I said, you guys are very valuable and needed, and I'll see you guys later. And so we're going to go ahead and start with the next flow of the schedule. And with Mr. Rivas? Ravi.
Ravi, yes.
Ravi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Give it up, Mr. Ravi. Thank you.
All right, if you don't, so if you're participating, let me have you up here. Just get on the stage with me. Just if you're participating, get on the stage. Come here. Have a seat. I'll sit with you. Yeah, make this work. And then if you're parents of the student, so make a circle. Make like a bonfire circle. You guys know that? Of course. And there's a bonfire right there. Get warm, cozy, yeah? Alright. And then do we have parents, or who's in the audience? If I could just get a quick poll. Is it mainly parents? Parents? Okay. So if you want to join it, you can. Alright? So but otherwise just kinda enjoy the show, okay? Alright guys. So check out this presentation. Let's see. And then this is going to be my notes, so I don't lose track of what I'm talking about. Yeah. How is everybody? You don't like that? creative ability. Think you got that in the box? But how do you think you got that in the box if you don't know all the choices you can choose from? Math teachers or build knowledge? Okay. So that's going to be a good one. Everybody, what do you think, sir? Thinking is a really good one. Let me show you how what you just said turns out to be. Those 5 skills, those are just longer, bigger words. Associating, questioning, observing, experimenting, and then networking. I'm going to pass this mic so I can hear you better. Is that okay?
I thought it was going to be listening. Going to be listening.
Listen, but you realize in order to observe, you have to listen. So listen is understanding. I'm going to go to each one of them. And then for parents or anybody else that's interested, I'm going to go to each one with an example. And also somebody noteworthy who said something about it. So a little like, whoa. Okay? So let's start with the association. What's the word association? You can also say your name if you haven't already said it. Okay. Layla. Right, Layla. So what does associate mean to you? Communicate with other people, but instead of people, how about communicating different ideas from different subjects? Think about it. I mean, absolutely. Different languages is a great way of communication. That's going to come later under one of the other 4. Probably. But as far as association goes, it is this cross-collaboration between different subjects. You come from one subject to another. Think about this. You guys see, what's your favorite technology? Something that you guys use every day or you think about. Video games, your phone, your cell phone. You guys know that all of that is connected to the internet. Is that right? You know, to discover the internet, someone had to study ants. How ants communicate with each other? Absolutely. That's the basis of how all this networking is set up. So does an ant has an antenna that passes a message from one ant to another ant to another ant? So that's the power of association. So let me show you. Like a map. Like with the sonar. This is Laika. That's cool. Let me show you forward. There you go. So that's associating. Skill of association comes from connecting seemingly unrelated questions, problems, ideas from different fields. So connecting technology with ants. Or connecting, I don't know if you guys know, but there's the world's fastest train. It's based on a bird.
Field.
Bird's beak.
So different fields is different people.
World's fastest train, its design is based on two animals, penguin and kingfisher, the bird. You know,
I
the
saw
bird
penguins.
that has a beak. So
I saw penguins yesterday.
which one?
Penguins.
No? Alright. So, but it's connecting, this animal, biology with science, technology, and transportation, right? You don't sit there thinking about it. Try something else. Try thinking about association as something you learn in one language, but then you translate it into another language that has different meanings and different purpose. Why is this skill so important? Because there was this guy, let me forward up a little, that created that iPhone, that Apple, the company Apple, Steve Jobs. And he said that creativity is really just connecting things. So it's really like invisible dots in your head, where you're just connecting things that you know to things that you're trying to solve. The more you know, the more you can solve. Does that make sense? The more you learn about every different subject possible, you can learn from basketball. You know that with basketball you can learn music. Do you know that? I mean, you got rock. Tell me, you know about rhythm. But in the game, can you follow how, based on how the ball is being dribbled, there's a pace of the game that can actually be converted into music. You can follow everybody that's watching the game. When the game picks up, the ball's dribbling faster, right? In music, when you heard this music, it started to like pick up, right? Say that again. You want to pass it? Under, pass it.
Safety.
They don't just say it, they sing it, right? Right? But you see how that's like music is not all of a sudden connected with words? Right? That's the power of association. Connecting what seems like, oh, that doesn't make sense. But, football and ballet, absolutely. Right? What about connecting basketball to making money? Have you ever thought about that? You guys think that the players that are playing, they obviously make money as a salary, but then people who are watching, people who are serving popcorn at the game, people who are selling the tickets, right? It's all connected to that sport, right? So now what the game of basketball does, it offers an associating skill of music, connecting people, of networking with people. It does this in a way that you don't think of. Well, that's what association means. The more you realize what's happening, the more you think about it, which allows people to go to our next skill. That's the power of association. You want to be innovative? You have to go discover something new. You have to go learn the old. Learn the old in a way that you can apply it towards the new. So let me forward just a little bit on what I said. Okay, what can you do to be solving problems? Think about whenever you have a problem, put yourself in someone else's shoe and say, how would they solve it? Look at it from another perspective.
Take an educated guess is awesome.
But you can't do that unless you actually you have to think about it with different subjects. You have to think about it as a teacher, as a student, as a son, as a daughter. Like, look at it from different perspectives. If your parents tell you don't eat chocolate after 5 p.m., you have to put yourself in their shoes and say, why are they telling you this? Right? You don't care if you're up all night. But they care because they want you to get a good night's sleep. So you got to put yourself in other people's shoes by thinking about solving the problem. So if you see somebody, let's say stuck in traffic, right? And they're put yourself in their shoes. What can you do to solve that problem? Somebody at one point decided it was a smart idea to put a radio in the car to guess what? Help people relax while they're traffic. And all of a sudden, it's $1 billion business, right? The radio invention created like all these stations and all these, RJs or DJs. So it spun off a whole different thing. Well, they're just solving somebody's problem by putting themselves in their shoes. So anytime you have a problem, try to think about a solution by putting yourself outside of that problem. And that's the power of association. So the tip there, new perspective, new aim. All right, let's try. Try to find a solution. Alright, I'm going to give you a challenge. You guys ready? And parents could help if you want to. The challenge is, you have a round watermelon that needs to be put in a square box to be you ship. Efficiently to the market. Okay?
Cut around the edges.
Cut around the edges. Okay. When you cut a watermelon, it reduces its life. Now you have to eat it very quickly, otherwise in a day or two, it rots. Or actually a couple of hours it rots. So without cutting, what are you going to do? Want to try it? You can pass the mic. Pass the mic. Give it. Don't need that. You guys close to me, everybody. Especially.
I was just gonna say what you said was to get a bigger box. It's not that these boxes just make it fit.
Yeah. So that's creative. Now, think even more. Go for it. Pass it. Put the round watermelon in. It's the same idea of putting it in a bigger box, right?
Put the watermelon in a round box.
Put the watermelon in a round box. But our solution, so
A
that
round
is
box.
creative. I gotta give you that, right? But then think about our problem is we need to put it in a square box. Why put it in a square box? It's easier to move, stack it on each other.
Oh, shit is straight up in the square box. Like, make it stand up.
How about we learn something from gardening? So, has anyone ever gardened?
Yes.
Okay. You put the seed in the square box and you grow the watermelon? Well, right?
Simpler solution.
What is it?
Grow smaller watermelons.
Grow square watermelon.
Smaller watermelons.
Smaller watermelon. That's a good solution. So we've got a little debate here about there's no such thing as a square watermelon. Why not? Why not? Who said they have to be one? In fact, that's the story time. You guys actually get into it. And we'll go straight into the solution. Which happens to be putting the seeds in a square box and growing square watermelon. Right? Because if you knew a little bit about gardening, you realize that does nothing. It doesn't damage the watermelon in any way. It still maintains all of its nutrients and shelf life because you haven't cut it open. Right? Easier to put in the fridge. Well, I don't know the price difference, but I do know that it's much more convenient. It solves the problem of having round watermelon.
Store square the pumpkin. All the other pumpkins was round, and the one pumpkin came down square.
So basically, what he's saying is you can do this with other fruits as well.
Yes, like
Right.
pumpkin.
So you see how the skill of association helps you by connecting what you learn in gardening. To
Yeah, it is
basically packaging and manufacturing. It's a business field. You found a solution which can actually help the business of water. So, I want to move on to the next one. Our next, right, which is question. So I'm sure you know this one. And your parents probably are upset. Maybe because you may be asked a lot. But it's actually a great skill. The more you question, when you don't just question randomly, you think about it. And then you ask questions that actually help the conversation or help with the skill. Think about, like, instead of just giving answers, think about other questions you can ask before you give the answer. This skill of questioning is so important that it can actually make or break your ideas. So when you're going to be working on your ideas in a little bit, you have to question, okay, what am I pitching? Why am I pitching? How am I going to do this? So let me see, I've got all the what, the when, the ifs. Want to read it?
Asking questions to understand how things really are today. Why then are that way, and how they might be changed and disturbed.
Yep. So we got to think about why things are the way they are, right? And then could you do something to get better? So let's talk about food, right? Grocery store, gets the food from the farmer. I know that, right? Food is obviously grown on land, on a farm. Is there anything you can make that process better? Can you ask the question to the farmer, hey, what is your biggest problem? The farmer may say, you know what, it doesn't rain all the time. Sometimes I get fruit, sometimes I don't. And then my goal is that I want to grow fruits consistently, so regularly, so there's no surprise. Then you may learn that, hey, I've been growing, watermelons, but then once they're grown, I have to give them to somebody to sell them. So it has to go to the retail. So there's a process in that. You can ask questions to the guy who buys them, the guy who owns the store. Hey, where do you get your watermelon? Who supplies it? How often do they supply it? Why does it come this way? How long does it take before somebody actually buys it? With those questions, you learn about things that you can improve. For example, let's say you could create a solution that people don't have to go to the retail store. They can go straight to the farm and buy the watermelon fresher than if they waited 3 days for the watermelon to be shipped to the store. Or better yet, you can teach people how to farm in their backyards. That solves the problem, right? Save money, and it's fresher, it's healthy. But that could be a solution. Community garden, a garden in your backyard. All you have to do is teach these people the skill of gardening. How do you actually create that idea? You create it by asking questions. Asking the question of the current process.
You ask questions from the nearest farmer.
Asking questions
From
the
another
farmer,
farmer.
from the businessman,
Yes.
from your parents, and ask your parents this too.
People buy they get from the store, and they just get on their own farm and get their own cows and get their own milk.
So that is a lot of work to have your own farm with cattle and farm animals, but that actually isn't a bad solution if you wanted fresh milk, right? It just becomes really hard to do that.
Yeah, because first you gotta ask questions.
Oh, our presentation's not what I meant, but the presentation had a quote. So let's get the presentation back. Check out this quote. This quote talks about it's often much easier to just give out the answer. What you're really trying to do is find the right question. When you're problem solving or thinking today, really think about the question that you're solving. Don't just offer a solution. Think about the question. Okay? So I won't be able to help you think of the right questions, but that guy actually is known in the business world as one of the gurus, the smartest person that has business theories, talks about creating new business models. Okay? So asking the right question is more important than having the right answer. Does that make sense? Alright, let's go to the third skill. So far, what skills do we have? Someone tell me the first skill? Association. Alright, and the second skill? Question. Alright, so far so good. Check out this skill. So in order to ask the right questions, just
Brainstorm a
brainstorm.
question
Go for it.
about how to create a list of questions and pick the best ones to explore further.
Yep. So basically, this is what I call like a problem list. Every day, whatever problems you see, just write them out. Put them away. Do the same thing for like a week. Then go back and look at all the problems that you wrote down that are happening. Try to connect them by association. Try to say, hey, if I solve these two problems look alike, I can solve them by just having one idea. Right? So associating and questioning. So far so good. Move on to a third skill. Oh, by the way, sorry. If you don't already know, what, why, when, who, where, and how. Those are the 6 questions you can start. That's how you start a question. Alright, third skill.
observing is looking with your eye.
Looking with your eyes, that's right. But then also looking with your mind.
If you observe, you gotta, and if something messed up on the thing, you gotta observe before you touch it to like see what's wrong with it.
Yeah, somebody observe what's happening here and tell me what they think is happening. Somebody that doesn't have a mind, someone just passive. Passive to anybody else that wants to observe what's happening. Sure. You want that? Yes. Are you observing? How are you observing?
Yes.
He's observing everybody talking. And he's thinking, what do you think?
Well,
So far, has anything made sense where it's wow, that's a lot? Or is it like, I ain't that?
the square one.
So far, what's going on? Okay, who else? Go for it. Who are you observing here? How about, I'll start. So I observed some of you were sitting in a circle listening, some of you moving around, some of you just thinking out loud, some of you thinking just inside and calmly thinking about it. I see, there's about 12 of us here, and then you've got our parents in the back kind of watching us, so I'm observing these things. What I'm trying to do is leave you with the 5 skills, so we can do some creative drawing later. All right, that's gonna be our next step. So, go for it. Will you? Hold it. Listening to the song. Listening to us talk. Okay. So, let me tell you. Actually, this is what observing means. Let him. What are you?
Carefully watching the world to help gain insights into and ideas from new ways of doing things.
We can go on social to make sure everybody's on. So you can pass the mic, and I'll have you read the next one.
Give an idea you admire to observe and follow. Find out everything about you. What ideas can you transfer?
Do you have an idea that you're going to pitch today? What is it?
Solar power phone. Solar power phone.
Solar power farm. That's awesome. Because you can just put it in charge in the sun. That's a cool idea. I actually have a prototype where I cut open one of my old phones and put a solar panel on it. There were a lot of problems I ran into, but that is a cool idea that I would love to see. Solar power car. Wow. Hey, here's a good question. With a solar power car, are you supposed to get around in the night if there's no sun? That's right. So you can save the power in the morning and then use it at night. That's a good question. That's a good solution. Anything else to add?
Okay, so this like this little like it's like programs in our neighborhood called workshop history. And like these people, well one of my friends he made like a fanny bag, and he put a solar panel on it, the way you can charge his phone and stuff, plug.
Nice. So it's right on his backpack. That's awesome. So you guys like solar. I wish I would have brought my solar panel because I like solar too. And the idea that I invented with the solar panel, things around garden. So I have a garden in my backyard. And what I've done with it is we have a little negotiating, questioning, observing, questioning, and then experimenting. Say that again, sir. Commission. Who would you test it on? Well, that's maybe not a good question. I don't know who you test it on, but you know, experimenting is trying different things. Okay, so experimenting has a very process, you have control, you have hypothesis. So you guys have been paying attention in your science classes. Good night. Do you guys? Do you want to? Hey, Brenda, can you get the papers here? I want to start drawing. You've got so many ideas. Let's put it on paper. In fact, all of us.
Put them on the spot.
Let's just draw a dream board with your ideas. Draw it. Drawing out.
Can't draw.
And this is for everybody. We're going to draw your dream board. You're going to experiment with the dream board. Alright. So take a piece of paper and we can spread out the meeting. And just start drawing out. Can you draw? Alright.
I can draw a
Can we
stick.
get some help? Parents, can we get some help? Some help with the pencils?
I can draw a stick, people. I can draw papers.
If I can get the parents to get some of those pens and markers over here, just help out.
Thank you. Brilliant ideas up to your head.
All right, so let's draw a dream board. Something that you want, let's say, think about your future, your ideas, future, and just draw what it would look like, or what's important to you. Anything that's on your mind, just draw it, okay? We'll experiment with this for a few minutes. Any color. You can draw basketball, you can draw a solar panel, you can draw your idea, you can draw a duck with horse legs on it, or a tail. So try to connect it with what you're going to pitch later today, right? So draw something that is related to your idea. If you don't already have an idea, just draw whatever comes to your mind. And we're going to try to connect it. One more paper. Do we have any more paper? The butcher paper? Yeah. We need one more. So draw your dreams. Right? Call it dream board. We're going to experiment with this and practice the 4 skills that we've learned so far. Yeah? You can draw the idea you want to fit or any idea that's on your mind. You're writing or drawing, whatever's on your mind. It's very easy. Experiment with different colors. There's another thing like that. look at others, just whatever's in your head, draw it out. Trust me, you'll get an opportunity for the last skill that will come. Right now, you're just going to experiment with paper, pencil, colors, whatever's on your mind, in your head, put it down on paper. If you want to connect it to your future goals, go for it. If you want to connect it to your ideas, go for it. The goal is, this is going to help you with the last skill. Remember the fifth skill? We haven't done it yet. It's going to show up. But I'll give you some time. 5-10 minutes. Just draw it all out. You should draw it. That's part of the experiment. Draw something. Or write something. You don't have to draw. You could write something. I'm going to leave you guys alone while you draw and think something. Okay? I'm going to go say hi to your parents. Iggy, can you get the music or are you not connected? Someone's working on it. It's working. The music is up? So, which one's yours? Okay. Awesome. What do you think about the skills so far? The four skills I said. Do you think that skill of associating, questioning? Yeah? Any other examples you think I could do to help them? Any of those? Nice. You were meant. Every day. I get to talk to someone. Start with one, and then if they get bored of you, then move on to the next one. That's how it works as kids. When they get bored of you, you move on to the next one. Thank you. That's awesome. I actually want to get your thoughts around. Different game, right? Can I get you a certain right or draw out? Which one's yours? Which one's yours? This is how I'm starting the question. Oh, he went to the bathroom and came back? Okay, could I get your help? Come on. I want him to draw out something, but I need your help to help him draw it. Does that make sense? And then what do you do? What do you do? You've got a nice little colorful Jamaican music? That's what I think of when I think of when I see those colors. Are you understand? Sad I missed you, huh?
No. I'm coming behind you.
Oh,
no. See, I'm doing it.
which one are you doing?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
So what I'm asking is you to do is draw something and explain it to the parents first.
That's good.
If the parent gets it, then you've got it fixed. Okay? So I hope it's okay if it goes a little bit over time.
No problem.
Because it's going to cue them to you, okay?
Don't worry, because I think they're going to start first.
Right.
Come up, okay?
Right. I don't know if you're right.
So we're good. And when
All right.
I don't know what, 20 minutes, and I'm listening to what y'all are doing already, so I can analyze that.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm just going to feed off of y'all.
I love it. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, the music. Alright, a little $5. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm still engaging my audience. I don't know if it needs to be on YouTube just yet. Because, did you get the audio? It's really... they're so energetic there. They don't all use the language. Not training. Just training. College. Need to rethink my presentation. But alright. What do you think about this? Have you heard them before? Have you seen them before? You think they're helpful? But have you listened to anything?
I thought the watermelon.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Alright, you got something out of it. Alright. Awesome. Alright.
Okay, tell me, give me a call. talking about. That's what I do. I might just come to speak to my students. Tell them how to do it. Which I teach you. Come up with my business. Try to get you already done.
It's one of his t-shirts.
I thought
He got it. He said, I don't have a problem with it.
you know what? Yeah.
I'm not trying to be offensive.
Oh no. Well, you know what? Well, that's the thing. Because not all of us we know how to reach our audience. Or want to. Shit, you know what I'm saying? But no, really, I'm gonna what school are you going to? In the fall. You can eat.
I think I'm going to be on here, depending on how this goes, because he has a book that it'll finish in a month, okay? And he's supposed to start the book too, because he raised the money, so in his program, and for our program, but his whole action, for this program, he's from California, I work in California, and I had the same program for 2 years, and while it's California, we have 6 years, a kid to do something, and we were on CNN every day. And so he said, he was like, Mom, teachers don't like that. To behavior school, or he was like, type shit. He said, I have people that advocate for me, but other boys don't have no advocates. He said, so he wanted to create an advocate where other boys could get one. So then we were like, well, maybe we should revamp our program for him, because we know it works.
Well, that was the thing that we did. Today's children that are dealing with real issues that some folks haven't figured out.
And we have a curriculum too. This is a curriculum that we use for 7 years, but we just revamped it and now got it. Well, my brother is a doctor. He's working on it now. Because he's the one who wrote the curriculum for the program. And he doesn't want to even try to do that. He said that I have to do it because
Hey, Iggy,
because he said if it was charters,
do you have music or who has the music? Well, somehow the music does. Oh. Yeah, so excuse me. All right, so guys, let me have your attention. Girls, let me have your attention. The last skill, and this skill is great over food. The skill of networking. Okay? So I'm going to skip through and find this stuff we talked about, and it's going to be the skill of networking. So, because I talked about food, there's food being set up around that table. So all the participants go for the food first, and then sit on that table, okay? And then parents, you'll go next, but let's get the kids first. So get food. And then what I would love for you guys to do is while the next speakers are getting ready, talk about what you drew, and talk about your idea with each other. Make sure you're talking about your idea, and also the person who's giving you the idea. You don't know how important this skill is to network with other people.
Ray of sunshine.
Talk to each other about your idea.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing.
Share your idea, just talk about it. And also get to know each other's names, it's done already. And then Brenda, whenever you like, I'm gonna hand it over to our next speaker.
Okay, good.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miss Belair, and I am the mother of two young entrepreneurs. I have a 21-year-old daughter by the name of Brooke Belair, and she is the designer and owner of Belairs. And I have an 11-year-old son, Bryce Everhart, who is the designer and owner of Belairs for Men. And I'll start off telling you a little bit about myself and how they got started, and then how we can help you get started. In 2005, I left corporate America to follow my dream of becoming a teacher, but I didn't do it in the traditional sense. I opened the Child Development Center by the name of Success for Kids. And in that center, I wanted to take my business skills, because I had an undergraduate degree in accounting, and my passion, which was for the love of education, and put the mix together. And it was one summer I did a program called Real Life 101, where we taught entrepreneurship. And in that program is where my daughter actually found that that's what she wanted to do when she would grow older. And so at the age of 9, she was, I put her into a fashion club at her school, because I was still very busy, and so I couldn't pick her up after school. I pick all the other kids up, but I couldn't pick her up. So because I knew she was really good at art, I always put her in something that would cultivate that skill. And that was the fashion design program at her school that year, at 9 years old. And one day, my seamstress came over to do some work for me, and I didn't know either, like many of the parents who may not know what our children are doing sometimes, because we're really busy, especially if you work in the corporate. Well, Brooke came out the room that day, and she told my seamstress, Miss Poppy, look at what I do. And she had a binder of over 100 designs. And I said, and she had been trying to show me, but I would look at it and I said, oh yeah, that's cute, but I never stopped and paid attention until she came to me that day, or until she went to the seamstress that day and showed her, and she said, Sharika, your daughter has a talent, you really need to do something with that. I said, oh, okay, I will. But I was still busy minding every child that came into the Child Development Center, making sure I was giving them the skills that they needed, and really beginning to give that to my daughter. So that one summer when we did the Real Life 101 program, Brooke knew that she wanted to be a fashion designer. But not just a fashion designer, she needed to understand how to run a business, understand business etiquette. And so the very first thing that I taught them was how to have a proper handshake, how to do the eye-to-eye contact, and how presentation is key. And when they walked into the center that morning, they had to come in with their suits. So the young ladies had to be in a blazer and a skirt or their pants, and they had to greet me in the proper manner. Then we went a step further and we did mock businesses at the time. And this was Brooke's mock business that turned into a real business at the age of 14 years old. Thank you. Brooke had no idea what was happening to her because it happened all so fast. She just knew that I love art and I love the design, and my mom listened to me as she listened to the seamstress that day and said, Sharika, you really need to do something with Brooke. And things happen when they're supposed to happen. So one day I was on the internet browsing, and I got an email from someone, I don't know where it came from, but it was about a young entrepreneur program, and it was the last day to sign her up. So I got busy and I filled out the application and I signed her up, and she was accepted into the program, which was called the Young Entrepreneur Academy. And because Brooke had already actually had designs made, so they were no longer on the sketch pad, we had gone to the fabric store and got the fabrics, got the designs manufactured. That was the thing that allowed her to enter into that program. And that program opened up a whole new world for her. And they were challenged to go out and find a mentor. And they found a mentor. Brooke researched who she wanted to find, and we went up to an event where we knew the lady would be. And the lady really didn't give Brooke the time on the day. But there was another lady sitting at the table, and Brooke said, I saw her on TV. She's my role model. She's my inspiration. And I said, well, why don't we go up to her and talk to her? I didn't know her name, but Brooke did. And she went up to her with a proper handshake, with eye-to-eye contact, and she was looking the part. And her name is Miss Kim Roxy of Lamie. And Kim took Brooke under her wings. And when she did that, Kim would bring her everywhere she went. Well, Kim took her to a launch party that Small Business Today magazine gives for all of their cover honorees. And she met Steve and Barbara Levine of Small Business Today magazine. And they took a liking to Brooke, not because of who she was only, but because she was 14 years old with a direction and with a focus, and she knew exactly what she wanted to be. They did a write-up on her in her magazine, and that began to open whole new doors for Brooke, and other magazines, and then on the radio show and on the news. And so Brooke did really well. But the interesting part came when we took her off to college. Because of what she had done since the age of 14 years old, she was able to develop relationships in the community, which allowed her to gain scholarships, which helped her go to school. So right now she's at the University of North Texas studying fashion. The very next day we come back, and if Bryce was here, he would say, don't say that. But the very next day we came back, he was sitting on the sofa and he was just crying like he lost his best friend. And I looked over to him and I said, Bryce, it's okay, your sister will be back. And he looked at me and he says, I'm not crying because my sister is gone. I said, well, why are you crying? He said, because I want a business. I said, Bryce, I'm not in a position to help you with the business like I was your sister because I was ill. He said, I don't need your help. Part of your business for me. I said, well, what would you do? He said, well, you guys don't do anything for men. And every time we go to an event, men are always asking Brooke, what are you doing for men? And she said, nothing. And he said, it's time to do something for men. So he saw a problem, and he had the solution. I thought it was really funny. I didn't laugh in front of him, but I did call my business friends, and I said, guys, this is what Bryce said. And they said, we will help him. Within a matter of a couple of weeks, he was ready to go. He had his products. In fact, he asked me to show him how to make the products, and once I did, he fired me. He said I didn't make them good enough, which was good for me, because now I can do the other things like the paperwork. The best thing about Bryce and what he's done with his business was being given an opportunity to network. So the last presenter here was speaking with you guys about networking. That's the very last thing you talked about. Networking really is the key to your success. So I tell students, be careful how you treat someone because you never know who you're treating. You never know if you're going to need them 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You never know that teacher that you disrespected in the classroom because you didn't feel she was significant may just be a boss the next 5 years where you're walking out and needing that opportunity. So it's always important on how you treat someone. Another thing that's important is how you present yourself. From the moment that you walk into a building, anywhere you go, somebody is always watching. So you want to represent yourself first, then you want to represent where you come from. And that means your home. On my child care center, I would always say everything starts at home. When I go into the schools and I'm speaking, I tell kids, you're a reflection of your parents or your guardian. And for my kids, they understand that if a teacher calls me, it will not be nice. So as far as Bryce with his business, he cannot have a business without taking school seriously and making it his first business. So he makes all A's in school. He makes all A's and he has time to still be a kid and run a business because we teach him time management. So that's important. I always tell kids, feed your brain. It is the most powerful thing that you have. And what you put into it, no one can take it away. So if that means entrepreneurship, then put those things that will help you become an entrepreneur. Meaning, what are you good at? What do you like doing? What is that gift or that talent that is just in your hand and it's effortless? But you also take that and then you go into the famous YouTube where they teach you everything. And you learn a little bit more about your skills. Why are you wanting to do that? Is there something that you can do maybe a little bit different that someone else isn't doing? The lapel pins is not a new invention Bryce made, but it wasn't really popular in the Houston area, and he noticed that. So every time he went to a networking event, his little catchphrase was, he would walk up to someone and he'd say, "You're missing something." Look, what is that? He says, "One of my lapel pins." How hard is it for someone to tell an 8-year-old at the time that, no, I don't want to buy one of your lapel pins? Yes? That's my son. I'm sorry? Is he grown? No, he's just 11 right now. How old are you? So he's your peer. So that's a good question, because being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you have to wait until you're my age or until you get older. If you have an idea, if you're an artist, that's a gift. Or if you have an idea, or if you can sing, or if you can dance, or if whatever is creative in your mind, take it out of your mind, put it on a sheet of paper, and make it come to life. And then believe in it so strong that knowing one day I'll meet someone that will be able to help me pursue what I want to pursue. So I want to take a few minutes and talk to the parents. So if you heard me say that I was too busy when I was in corporate, and even when I started the daycare, I was so busy, single parent, overachiever, workaholic. I was always so busy. And sometimes we have to make time for our children. So I've been encouraging my kids as well, because I'm still very busy, and other kids, let's set a date on the calendar where our family meets every day on a Thursday at 7 o'clock. If there's anything that we need to discuss as a family, any new ideas, anything we want to talk about at that time, we bring it to the table at that time. So what I've just taught them is how to have a meeting, how to set a meeting. Then they come to the table and bring something that we can talk about at that meeting. And then we set goals around what we talk about, and then we come back again and we ask ourselves, did we meet our goals? Is there anything else that we need to do to help meet our goals? Is there any contacts that we can contact that's within our network group that can help us get there? That's a good point for me to make up. So because Brooke and Bryce has started their businesses, and because of the hardship that I experienced, which was another reason why Bryce wanted to start a business to help the household, as I got better and as his business started growing over the last 2.5 years, we had a family meeting / business meeting. And Bryce said to me, "Mom, could we put together a program that helped other young kids do what we have done because I know there is a need in the community. And I said, give me time and we will do that. So we are in the developmental stages of putting together that program. Now we started a year ago with our entrepreneur program. But as I go into the schools, I realize that entrepreneurship is great, but some kids don't even know what they would want to make or what they would want to do. So we took a step back and say we need to empower our kids. Once we empower them, now we have allowed them to expand and say, oh yes, I want to invent something, or I want to draw something, or I want to make something. If you can sew, if you can cook, if you can clean up good, if you can cut grass really good, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's the fact that you can do it well enough and make a business out of it. You find a need, you find a problem, you see the problem, and you find a solution, or you be the solution. That's what Bryce did. He saw that Brooke did not have anything for men, and she kept promising him next year, next year. And he was just a little boy, and he found the solution. So back to the parents, we must listen to our children. We must pay attention. I had no idea that along the way for me, my kids' businesses would be the thing that would help supply my household because I had gotten sick, and now that's what I do full time. My daughter is 21 years old now. She started her business at 14. So let me ask, any of the kids have questions? Yes? Good question. I'm going to pass around a picture of her design. So I'm passing around a profile that's on Bryce so you can see a little bit more about him, and then Brooke's designs on the cover of one of the Small Business Today magazines. That's my daughter's designs. And what it allows you to do, networking allows you to meet influential people in the community that will open up many doors for what you're doing. Yes?
What inspired your children to start their businesses?
What inspired them to start their business? If I have to be honest, I think because they saw me open a business, and they saw that it was a lot of hard work. So opening a business is not like, oh, I don't like doing something over here, and I just want to go do something here. It's really, really hard work. But what they've seen me is to start something and to always finish. So there was a problem. We needed more child cares that not only offered just academic, but offered something that allowed the kids to grow in the business as well.
Yes, but I think your son started the business because he saw your daughter making a lot of money, and he wanted to make a lot of money too, and or start his own business. So,
do you know him?
No.
Sounds like it. Because he's really competitive, and he did not want his sister to outdo him.
So I think it's like a competition.
And really, because she's in school, she's not worked her business as much because college is important. So when he does make his money, he call her and say, hey, guess how much I made? Did you make it? So yeah, it is a bit of a competition. But that's good. You need competition. Competition makes you work hard.
So that's your daughter's or son's invention?
That's his products. Yes, that's the lapel pen. So I'm right here.
Ooh, your son's?
Sorry?
Your son's?
My son. So Bryce makes each one of those lapel pens by hand himself. Remember, he fired me, so I can't help it.
He make you buy one?
Does he make me buy one?
Do he make you buy it? If you want one, do he make you buy it? too?
Well, not necessarily, but someone like the one that I have on right now. So guess what? They're buying it off me. So I won't leave with this lapel pin today. Just because I came with it, I won't leave. So as long as if I use one, I gotta put it back in there so he can sell later.
How much is it?
It's $15 for one, or $15 or 3 for 30. That's expensive.
What's it?
Well, then I want you guys to think about a way.
It's 30 for 2?
You get 3 for 30. Well, if you have any more questions, I will be here until the event is over, and you can come by and ask me any questions that you want to ask. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ms. Belair. Up next, we have Mr. Aaron Mosley with Crow's Eye Studios.
Are we waiting on Brenda or? We are? Where is she?
Okay, we're putting the presentation together. Sorry for a couple of minutes, but meanwhile, we can help Ms. Belair here. So maybe I'll ask this to the students in the room. Who in here has a business already? So you guys already have a business? What kind of business do you have?
I have a mentor agency that I started.
Okay. Mentor agency.
I have a candy store.
Candy store. Already? Yeah?
In a while when I was in the workshop, I still have some stuff.
Right. Are you continuing a business?
Hey everybody. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, if I can have your full attention, please, that would be great. So my name is Aaron Mosley, and today, hey kids, look this way. Today, I'm going to teach you something that's going to be something like a superpower for all of you. I'm going to teach you how to make your dreams come true using nothing but your voice. So, the subject of today is about the importance of marketing. Before we start, just a little bit about me. So, my name is Aaron Mosley, and together with my amazing wife, Karina, in the back, hey wave, yeah, together with my wife, Karina, we run a marketing company called Crow's Eye Studios. What we do is we use a combination of art, communication, and technology to help people grow their businesses and make their dreams come true. So we're going to start, let's see, if this clicker will work. The clicker is not working. We're having some technical difficulties. All right, so we're going to start with a question. Kids, do y'all know who these people are? Okay, can you name one? Sure. I don't see him up there. Can you name one? Can you name one? Who? Abraham Lincoln, can you name someone else? Gandhi, can you name someone else? Who can you name? Martin Luther King, yeah. So right here, you got Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Gandhi. Now, does anybody know who that is? That's Steve Jobs. Yeah, that's the guy who started Apple. Okay, so we're going to start off with a question. What do all of these people have in common? Yes, they all made an impact in the community. Now, who wants to take a guess as to why they were able to do that? They're all very powerful people. They have their own business. Can you think of another reason? They're what? They're powerful speakers. So here's the thing. The reason why they were all able to do what they did is not because they were the smartest or the most powerful or the best. It's because they were all masters of communication. Communication, otherwise known as marketing. Okay. So, let's see. Let's get a solid understanding of what marketing is. There's 4 parts to marketing. You have your persona, your message, your audience, and your goal. I'll explain what those mean. Okay, so let's start with the first part, your persona. Okay, so your persona is how you present yourself. And this is important because the way that you present yourself to other people is going to affect how they think of you and how they treat you because of that. So I've come to you today looking like this, dressed like this. You probably think a certain way about me because of the way that I appear to you, right? Right? Okay, so this is me right now, but this is also me. That's also me. Yeah, that's me with my friends. Let's see. That's also me. Yeah, I'm a model on the side of my wife. Let's see. That's also me. Yeah, and that's also me. Yeah, I play violin. So like the pictures you're seeing up there, I look very different than I do right now. And if I had come to you, yeah, a little bit. But if I had come to you like say holding a violin, you'd probably think I'm going to teach about music, not about marketing, right? So it's very important for you to be conscious to think about your persona because what you put out into the world is going to affect what you get back from the world. So that's part 1, your persona. Now, the second part is going to be your message. Now, when I say message, I mean communication. And that can take many forms in different contexts. So that can be spoken word, it can be written text, it can be pictures, videos, shapes, colors, body language. It can be simple or it can be complex. So if I come to you and I'm speaking to you and I'm trying to say, like, pitch on my business, and I stand like this, what will you think of me? Will you think I'm confident or will you think I'm shy? Yes. But if I stand like this, will you think I'm confident or I'm shy? Shy, right? So just by the way I stand, I communicate something to you. That's important. third part is your audience. So your audience is who you're speaking to. So right now, everyone in this room, but mainly you guys, you are my audience. And the way that you say things, it needs to be appropriate for the audience you're speaking to, even if you're saying the same thing. So you may talk to your friends at school, you may communicate to them in a certain way, but even if you're saying the same thing, the way you communicate to your friends is probably different than the way you communicate to your parents, right? Because they're different people and they expect you to talk to them in different ways. Okay, so the last part is going to be your goal. So your goal is what you're trying to accomplish with your message. It can be a lot of things. It can be to build awareness about your business. It can be to establish trust, to get people to trust you. It can be to make a sale or to get a new game from your parents. It can be to change opinion or to motivate action. Okay, so let's take a look at these guys again. So these are all really great men. Their names are going to go down in history, but the reason why we know them, the reason why they were successful is not because of what they did. It's not because of what they did or who they were. It's because of what they were able to get other people to do, get other people to believe. They were able to get an entire world, an entire country, an entire society to change the way they think and change what they do because of how they deliver a message. Yes. Yes, Martin Luther King and Abraham Lincoln, they tried to communicate a message of justice and of equality. And the only reason they were successful is because they were able to communicate that in the right way to get people to believe it and to take action to change their lives so that their message would carry forward into the world. Y'all understand that? Why communication is important? Okay, so here's something funny. All of you that are here today, you're here because y'all have big ideas, right? You have, big goals. You really want to do amazing things, right? So your pictures can be up there. They can. But you need to understand that being good at what you do is a basic thing that you need, but if you can't win support of the right people, then it's going to be very hard for you to be successful. So, let's see. Yeah, because the support of other people is what's going to lift you up. So for this last part of our talk, we're going to find out how you can go about doing that, how you can win the support and loyalty of others. But before we continue, I think you have a question. Your man in yellow, you have a question? Okay, so we're going to talk about how to win loyalty and support. Okay, so this is how things have been done for a very long time in business. When a business, over here on this side, when they want the support of an audience, what they have done in the past is they have tried to establish a need, and they convince people that they are the ones to fill that need by telling them what they do and how they do it. So it's kind of like, I own a restaurant, you're hungry, I have food, you need my food. What I do is I make food. How I make it, I use, good ingredients and stuff. And people say, okay, I have a need, they're filling it, I'm going to go and give them my support. And that's worked for a really long time. But here's the thing, is that because of technology, it's much easier now to start a business than it has ever been. So if you have a restaurant, you're not the only one who has a restaurant. There's a ton of other people that have those restaurants. And now, all of your customers, they all have access to technology. So what they can do is, if they want to go to a restaurant, they can compare you to anyone else, and they have the power to make a choice. So now it's not enough just to fill that need, because everyone else also fills that need. You need something more. Okay, and the way that you give something more is by building a brand. Okay, this is very important. This is what's going to help you make your dreams come true, is knowing how to build a brand. So a brand is what people feel and believe about you. Who is the best friend? Anybody have a best friend? Yes? Can you tell me about your best friend? Yeah.
Me and my best friend, it's like a very crazy story. So we met in 5th grade and we've been best friends ever since. When we got into 6th grade, she moved to Ohio, but you know, we were still communicating. We lost each other's numbers for like a whole, like a year and a half, but then I found her number and we were able to communicate again and get each other. But that's why I love her, because even though we lost each other, we still found each other again. And like, that's fate, that's our best friend.
Awesome. Okay, so I got some questions. Can you close your eyes for a second? So close your eyes and think about your best friend. And I'm gonna hand you the mic. And I just want you to think about say 3 words that you would use to describe them, like who they are as a person.
Tall, funny, pretty.
So tall, thank you. You get over your eyes now. All right, so tall, funny, and pretty. So when she thinks of her best friend, what she thinks of is someone who is tall, someone who has presence, someone who is really funny, and someone who's pretty. So that's what you think and what you understand about that person. So that is their brand for you. So in order for a business to succeed, what you have to do is build a brand within your audience. Okay, and the way you do that is you don't just tell them what you do or how you do it. You tell them why you do it. You tell them what motivates you. You tell them what's really important about what it is that you're doing. Because what happens there is, you're not just establishing their need. When you tell them why, and if your reason is good enough, then you win their respect, you win their love, you win their trust, and you win their loyalty. And when you win their loyalty, they will choose you and support you every time, no matter what you're doing. If you can win someone's loyalty, what happens is, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be running a restaurant, you could be making computers, you could be selling lemonade on the side of the road. It doesn't matter. If you have people's loyalty, they will always support you. Okay. So, you guys made some dream boards, right? Okay, so in a second, I'm going to demonstrate what this looks like. And then once we're done, what I want you guys to do is to think about what motivates you to do what you're doing, why you're doing it. Was there some kind of problem that you saw? Were you inspired by someone? Why do you do what you do? Because that's the most important part. And when you deliver your pitches, or when you try to win people's support, make sure that you are showing them why you do what you do, because that is what's going to make people care. Okay, so actually before we get to that part, let's talk about some famous brands that you may know. So we're going to talk about how we see this in action in our daily world. So this is the logo for Coca-Cola. What does Coke do? What do they do? Yeah. They sell Coke. they sell soda. But the thing about Coca-Cola is that their branding is not about making soda. It's about happiness. That's the message that they push in all of their commercials. Yeah. Exactly. In all the yes, in all the commercials, everyone's happy and they're having fun. They're talking about sharing. So this next one is for Nike. What does Nike do? They sell shoes, right? But Nike, the reason that we like Nike and that we respect Nike is not it's not because they sell good shoes. They sell good shoes, but the reason that we know them is because Nike is about the very idea of athletic achievement. In all the commercials, what do we see people do? What do we people see? Yeah. Right, yeah, we see them winning games, and yeah, we see them sweating really hard. We see them on the logos of our favorite sports teams. Nike is not about making stuff. It's about supporting athletic achievement. For this last one, it's for Apple. And Apple is not about making good computers. They do that, but what they're about is innovation. That's what they're about. Okay, so and because of that, they're able to be very successful. So we're going to take a look at how that applies, how I apply that. So this is how I do it. I'm going to model for you. What I want y'all to do is then take what you see from me and use that for your own business. Okay, so let me tell you about Crow's Eye Studios. So, my name is Aaron Mosley. I was born here in Houston. I've lived here for my entire life, 26 now. And in that time, I've been no stranger to misfortune and bad luck. I've had a lot of very dark times in my life. I've lost friends. I've lost family. I've been injured so bad that I couldn't stand up for months. Couldn't even move for months. I was able to get through those times because I had the support of a lot of people around me that really were able to lift me up, including my wife in the back. Hey, Karina, I'm going to embarrass you again. Okay, she's busy. Yeah, I was able to get through those times because I had the support of people who were able to lift me up and guide me through. But I also know that there's a lot of people in my community that are dealing with situations that are much worse than what I did. And I know that they don't have that support. And for me, that is right with me. I have a very strong desire to help people, to do good in my community. But I know that it takes power to do that. It takes money to do that. And that is why I do what I do. Because in the same way that an artist would use paint and a canvas to make art, a marketer uses communication and information to produce wealth. And that wealth will go to make a positive impact in my community. So that is why I do what I do, and that is what I tell people. Because what happens there is that I make them believe that what I'm doing, and what my company is doing, is not about making money. It's about humanity. And communicating that message to people, that helps me to win the respect of others, the trust of others, love of others, and the loyalty of others. And with enough loyalty from enough people, your business and everything that you do will be up there. Okay. Questions? All right. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all today. So kids, remember, when you're giving your pitches later today, just make sure that you're not just saying what you do, say why you do it, because that's the most important part.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for being with us and for supporting our event. Appreciate it. Up next, we have Professor Pearlie Shivers, and she'll be actually working with her students, practicing your pitches before the actual pitch presentation with their judges. So, welcome, Ms. Shivers.
Okay, let's give our young entrepreneurs a big hand. First of all, because they're still awake. Yeah, they've been here a long time. You all did so good. I mean, all the ages. So what we're going to do is to minimize the time. Because they've been here a long time, guys. And we don't want them to fall asleep on us. But what we're going to do is give them a chance to get up. So I need all of you to come to the stage. Just line up right across. We're just trying to get it moving a little bit. Because after you eat, y'all know what happened. Just line up. Go get on top of this, on the stage. Actual stage. You all are on James Harden. Where you going, James Harden? You're so sweet. You might take this trash. Come on up here. Okay, we want everybody to spread across. Spread across. Okay, because what we're getting ready to do now, we're going to give them a little chance to practice before the real deal. Where are our judges? Okay, pretend you don't see this. Okay, because we're not in the back room like we were going to be upstairs. But what I do, FYI, I work here. This is where I live and where I love to come every week. So I'm usually working with older students. But hey, these guys, ladies, y'all got it going on. So you hear some music in the background, there's a reason for that. I teach communication classes. That's what I do. I teach communication classes all over the system. And what I want you all to know that communication, we've heard, is important. So the music right now that you hear in the background is designed to communicate a particular. We're trying to set the mood, the environment for them. They've been sitting a long time. So I want you to relax. Now, this is what I want you to do, because you are up front. Stand in front of them, in the middle. Everybody else spread out, spread out, spread out, spread out. Okay. I want you all to follow him. He's going to clap and move to the left. Do whatever he does. I want you to clap and move to the left. Clap and move to the right. And keep doing it until I tell you to stop. Cut the music up just a little bit. Brenda, cut the music up just a little bit. Okay. Get us started. I want you to clap and move to the left. Clap and move to the right. To the beat. To the beat. To the beat. Everybody got to be in rhythm. Everybody to the beat. Everybody follow the leader. Follow the leader. Get us all on the same page. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the, very good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Follow the leader. We got to be smiling. We're practicing this. We're going to do our pitch in a few minutes. So you got to smile. Keep following the leader. Follow the leader. Now, there you go. Now, it's in the afternoon almost. These kids got to move around. They're not used to sitting around here all day like this. So what we're doing is we're keeping in mind, we understand who they are. They're not like us. So they got to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. To see, they get their little exercise in, the little juices going. They're looking at y'all's faces. Please smile at them. Please smile at them. They're all different ages. They're not all 15. So what we want to do is like, we're with them. We're for them. We're on their team. And we want them to feel comfortable. When they do their pitch, we want them to know, hey, we got their back. We got their back. We got their back. We got their back. We feel them. Yeah. It's all about them. It's not about how our Saturday is going. So we want y'all to know that. Okay, you can stop now. Give them a big hand. Come on down here. Come on down here. I have 5 minutes to tell them something that's going to help them. They got to do that. Thank you, Bishop. You notice I picked the leader, right? You notice I picked the leader? Do y'all think I picked the right leader? I know I did. I know I did. He's been asking all the questions, talking all day. And so we have to observe those kinds of traits. He's already a leader. He's a leader. I've already talked to him. You are a leader. The other ones, you're a leader. The younger kids looking up to you all to lead them. Now, about your business idea, whatever it is, I want y'all to think about the 5 senses. Okay, help me name the senses. We got 5 senses. Think about it. What's one of the senses? Smelling, okay. Hearing, tasting, seeing, and touching. Okay, see I smart, give them a hand. They gotta know those things. You gotta know, because I don't know what kind of business they have. But you gotta remember now, you're looking to appeal to people's senses as well. All the other tools they've given us, you're gonna need those. But if you know your audience, you're halfway there. You've already heard everybody tell you, you gotta know who you're trying to appeal to, who you're trying to sell to, who you're trying to pitch to. And you gotta be able to say it quickly. You gotta be able to say it quickly, confidently, and compassionate and passionately, depending on your product. You all can do that. But you first of all got to go back to what your first facilitator told you about solving a problem. Nobody's trying to buy things they don't need. You got to solve a problem. We got a whole bunch of problems, right? Give me one of the top problems in the world today. What? Things that going on in the office? Is that politics? Politics, okay? I don't know how we're going to solve that, but anyway. Keep praying. Okay. Say that again. Global warming. What's another one? Oh, school shootings. What's another one? Discrimination. What's another problem? What's another problem? Something we need to fix. What do we need to fix? Finance? Violence. Yes. What's the problem? We got to fix some stuff. What else we need? Say that again. Gang banging? Yeah. He got the solution. What's the problem? What do we need to fix? What do we need to fix? Think of something we need to fix. What do we need to fix? What would you like more of? Say that. He said our parents. Yeah, I heard he said our parents are the problem. Well, in some cases you're right. Okay? Now, what's your problem? Think of the problem. Okay, I asked them about the problem, y'all, because they got to understand today, not next week. If the problems are going to get fixed, they are going to be the ones to fix them. Not you, not me. We're going to help. But they're the future. So you all got to think about what you're saying. Whatever those problems are, that's what you need to be trying to solve. Okay? Because everybody else, all the other stuff, we got enough folks doing tennis shoes. We got enough. Okay? We got enough folks doing that. Okay? Problems that you just said, y'all got to fix those. So what we want you to do is just remember this. When you do your pitch, for whatever you said on the wall over there, and I don't know what it is, just think about it. You got to appeal to an audience that you need to help fix that problem, sell that product to. People not buying stuff they don't need. we need to sell them stuff that they need. We want you to think about providing a solution to all the problems you said. You can't fix politics. I wish we could. But there are things we can provide for global warming. There are things we can provide for things you said, violence, school shooting. So y'all got to help us with that. Because you ain't the school, right? And parents are the problem sometimes, y'all. We have to admit it. We're absentee parents. We've already been told that. We don't listen well. But we got to fix that. We can't market something we're not ready to own. So you all are going to be fine. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get you and you and you 4. 5. You 5. Come up here. And I want you all, we're going to give them a little run through real quick. You got 15 seconds to tell us something about your product, service, whatever you want us to buy. Tell us something about it. And then we're just going to clap. Whatever they say, y'all, we're going to say clap. Tell us something about who you are, what you're trying to sell us as your product. Talk to them out there. My name is...
Okay, my name is Layla Anderson, and the product I'm trying to sell is a thermal energy powered car. And it has a bunch of space in there where you can put other things.
And what is it going to do for us?
It's going to be able to help with our, I actually haven't gotten to that problem yet.
Okay, so think about what she just said. She wants to solve a problem, but she hasn't figured out how it's going to help us. What's the first thing? We got to make sure it's something that's going to help the audience. Got to solve a problem that I have, not that you have. Okay, because you want me to pay for it. Okay, that's okay. Next.
Hey everybody, I'm Mohammed, and I started a mentor agency to help get boys off the streets.
Okay, stop right there. He started something to help solve a problem, getting boys off the street. We're already listening. We're already listening. Okay. Give it.
Hi, my name is Mala Freeman, and I want to sell you guys solar power phones.
Why?
Because every day, people forget their chargers break. Sometimes you need to have a place to plug your phone, and you need your phone for in-person business.
Okay, that's what we need to know. Okay.
My name is Andre Daniels, and I have this car that run on solar power, and then it lasts 24 hours, and
it's going to help us with what? It's going to help us do what?
Get places
without using
gas.
All right. Sometimes next. All right.
My name is Eliudi.
Say your name one more time.
Eliudi.
Okay.
I would like to sell a solar train.
Because it's going to help us do what?
Get anywhere you want.
How? How will it help us? We're going to get there, but we can drive. We can ride metro. How? Tell us something that's going to do that. Help us, get there where we want and save.
It save.
Okay, but you see what we're trying to tell them? They haven't had a lot of time to develop, but see, we want them to know we're listening for how they're going to help us solve our problem. And we got to hear that. Because if we're not going to buy it. If you're selling it. If we're not showing up. Because we want somebody to help solve our problems, okay? Y'all did good. Come on, Sam. Give them a big hand. See, that's what they got to know. It's about your audience. It's about your customer. You're trying to focus on your customer's needs. They're going to get there. That's done. That's many hours of preparation to do what y'all just said. So I want you all to know, you all are going to be fine when you do your pitch. Think about those 5 senses. Think about who you're trying to appeal to. Your customer client, potential customer client. Don't think about the money. I want you to think about this person's name. I want you all to look on the internet for a person by the name of Dr. John DeMartini. Some of you probably have heard his name, but I want you all to get familiar with him. Dr. John DeMartini. He's from Texas. And you don't hear a lot about his name, but go to YouTube. Dr. John DeMartini. He's going to tell you about how you can make your dream a reality and add value. You want to add value to people. You're trying to solve problems. You're not just trying to make money. If you can solve a problem, you'll make money. The money will come. Y'all are wonderful. Thank y'all for allowing me to help y'all.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. right, so meanwhile, right now, we're going to have our judges coming onto the stage, to the table up here. You guys can go back to your posters and start practicing what you're going to be presenting, okay? So I'll give you like 3 minutes. All right, it's acting pretty quickly. preparing themselves with their presentations, we're going to go over this table to meet the judges and have them present just like a few words of who they are, where they come from, and their judging experience. So let's start with my boss.
Hello, everybody. Hello. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Are you all done? Ready? All right, so I'm Maya Contravo, and I work with small business at Houston Community College, and I hope to see all of you come to college. That needs to be your goal. Okay, I'm Kevin.
Hi kids, my name is Kevin, and I help people manage their money. So when you become successful in your businesses, I'm a banker, right? So you hopefully will be ones that I help in helping you grow your business, okay? So I look forward to seeing what you guys push today. Good job for being up here, by the way.
Hey everybody. So I'm Aaron, and I help people present themselves in a way that allows them to win the love and loyalty of others. And that helps them achieve their dreams by making their businesses successful. And I'm really excited to see what you have. And just a heads up, I know that you all have amazing ideas about what you do, how you do it, but the question I'm going to ask all of you is why? Why do you want to do what you do? Not yet, but I will ask you that.
So I'm stepping in for someone else who didn't have any hair, so I have hair. Compared to that guy. You put up his slides, people. You took it out? Okay, that's fine. So I'm stepping in for JR. So my regular job is I teach computer science, and I have, in the past, I've owned some businesses where I'm lucky enough to sell them. My entire goal at the college here is to help build awareness and inspire action through entrepreneurship. So that's really for the parents. That's what we do at HCC.
Thank you, judges, for the round. And if we are now ready, we'll, one minute. So who do we have as the first presenter? Okay. Andrew Danos. Okay. Can we one more minute? So if you're ready, are we ready, judges? Perfect. You're next.
I wanted to invent a solar powered car because the gas it's the sun is free and gas almost for 1 gallon it costs like $3. It's almost too high. And then the massage chair is my car have massage chairs for people that got back problems. And it never break down, and it lasts for 24 hours, and it charges in the sun. And it got bigger tires to go faster, to go over speed bumps. Yes. The sun is free and it never breaks down.
Any questions from the judges?
Because why you want to pay $3 for gas when the sun is free?
Okay, so are you saying that this idea is is to help people like with their money, help people.
Yeah, save their money so they can get what they want.
Okay, that's really powerful.
Good job. I like your idea. When you pitch, start with your name and tell everybody what your name is.
Oh, hello, my name is Undername.
There you go. Great name, right? So now you got everybody's attention. So then you told us the problem. What was that?
That some people I put on that the car never breaks down and they run by the sun that's free.
Very good. And then you told us the solution.
That it's massage chairs for the people that got back from it.
Very nice. You're gonna do really well. Good job.
Okay, who is up next?
Good afternoon. I'm Olive Freeman, and I am pitching solar power phones. So y'all know what this is, a phone. And y'all know what this is, a charger. Every now and then your phone will die and you won't have a charger. So if my phone was to be dying right now, this is a cord all the way across the room. But I'm standing here pitching my idea, so how could I just pitch in the corner? Or you're out in nature, you have nowhere to plug your phone, or maybe you had an event outside, and now you have to go indoors and be isolated from friends and family trying to charge your phone. But that's what I came to prevent. With this solar power phone, no matter if your charger's broken, you wouldn't need it. If you're outdoors or if it's a natural disaster, you already be charged by your phone. And even when it's nighttime, your phone will be fully charged from the sun, that you'll have power to last you the night until next morning when the sun's out. And being down here in Texas where the sun's always out and it's always heated and always hot, it will be working perfectly fine. So my two designs would be there to be solar powers around your phone, or be solar panels on the back, because you know some people like their cases to keep their phone protected. So my business plan and my pitch would be to launch to companies like Apple and Samsung, ZTE, LG, launch to celebrities and big old business companies where they're always on the go and they have no time to just sit down and charge their phones. My solution is just to produce solar power phones.
The judges, do you have any questions or feedback?
Same question. What's your motivation? Why do you want to do this?
My motivation, maybe it's really from my past 8th grade trip. We went to Six Flags on a bus, and we were on a regular school bus. So everybody's phones were dying, nobody had any ways to connect to their parents. People are like, can I use your phone, can I use your phone? It's like, oh, my phone's dead, oh, my phone's dead. So, and I have my solar power fanny pack with me, so I'm like charging my phone, trying to charge other people's phone. I'm realizing it would be better if everybody just had a solar power phone instead of one portable charger or one solar power fanny pack.
So what I understand is your motivation is that you want to help people, like give them an easier way to stay connected with each other.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I really like your body language, the way you're poised, you're confident, you're excited, and you're engaging. So overall, the pitch was very good. I love it. Very good job.
Thank you.
Well done. Very well organized.
Thank you.
Who's up next? If you can tell us your name.
Hi, my name is Langston Davis, and I'm going to be presenting an invention I like to call a multicolored high-top cleat. So, my invention is about a cleat that helps you run faster. The way it helps you run faster is that it has little like propellers at the bottom that propels you forward and helps you go faster. So it's supposed to help people who aren't really that fast, to help them go faster. And the reason that it's multicolored is that when some people say that you're on offense and you're trying to run past the defender, like the colors are so bright that it'll sort of blind the defender from hitting you, and you can like run away. that's all. Do you have any questions?
Do you want to guess what I'm going to ask you? Do you want to guess what I'm going to ask? No. Okay, so my question is, what motivates you to do this? Why do you want to do this?
Because me, myself, I actually want to be in the NFL when I grow up. So if I'm in this, it'll like help me in the future.
Okay. A follow-up question. Do you think that there's any way that you could use this to help other people as well?
Yes. I think it can help people say that people who have like disabilities and they can't run or walk as fast, like they can learn this to help them go faster.
It's a very good motivation.
Good job, Landon. Very creative. What motivated you to come up with this idea?
It just came out of the blue, sort of. Like I just talked to them and told them.
Were you looking to run faster someday and you thought, you know what? I'm going to go invent some shoes so I can go faster?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Good job.
Very good job. Thank you.
Next presentation. We can start with your name.
My name's Layla Anderson, and I tried to design a thermal-powered car. And it has multiple little storages that you can put all your, not as important stuff as your luggage with clothes in it, like toys and stuff for kids. And behind the seat up here, where you can, where kids can get entertained because they always kind of bug the drivers, and that could also lead to anger, which could, disturb them while driving. So I put it right here so they can get entertained, where they can put their stuff and toys where they can play with it in the car. And I made it thermal powered because I didn't want them to use gas as much, so when they use the heat around them just to power the car, I thought that would be much more easier. And I was thinking the car should not produce that much pollution, so it won't be that bad for the environment.
Any questions from the judges?
Layla, what is your motivation?
My motivation for it is because I really hated not being able to do anything in the car because I always asked my parents, are we there yet? And I hated it because it felt like hours more than it was supposed to be. So that's why I wanted to do this for kids. And why I wanted to make it thermal power because every time I looked up in the sky, I saw gray areas of pollution, and I really didn't like to see that. So I was trying to create a car that wouldn't create as much.
So what I understand about your idea is you want this to help the planet, but also to help families not get on each other's nerves. Yes? Okay. I like that.
Good job, Layla. You know what your name means?
Nightflower, I think.
Yes, that's exactly right. So it's a beautiful name, right? We all love Layla. So when you're presenting, take a look at us. We want to see your beautiful face, okay? And that beautiful smile. So that way, our attention is on you, all right? And keep a confident body posture when you're talking about your idea, because that idea is a great idea. And with your body language, it makes it even a greater idea. Okay? I loved it. I thought it was very creative. Geothermal powered car. I've never heard that before, but I think it's an awesome, awesome idea. Good job.
Thank you.
I think those comments, you did a terrific job. So keep going with it.
Thank you.
Do we have our presentation? You're next. You're next. start with your name.
My name is I want to create an inside window for I want to create an inside window for cancer, and I want to create clothes that have positive messages. The needle is for, it stands for the and which I'm gonna make and the logo and gonna say
The judges, any questions?
Okay, why do you want to do this?
make an inside window for cancer because people die every day from cancer, and I want to help people not die every day and live.
It's a very good reason. Good job.
Yeah, Kil, how old are you? 8. Oh, you're a very brave boy. You know that for being up here? Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Good presentation. Very brave. Good job.
So I really want to commend you that you want to find a cure for cancer. That's a very, very noble thing to do. So big congratulations to you. You are a big thinker.
Okay, any more presentations?
My name is Lambert. I invented a train that goes 1 million per hour, and it has technology, safety, internet, and free Wi-Fi. And vending machine, restaurant, microwave, and bed, exit, emergency exit, emergency jackpack. And it's a solar train.
Any questions and feedback?
Okay, first, your train sounds awesome, and I want to live on your train. You got me with the free Wi-Fi. Okay, so same question. Why do you want to do this?
So to make people go to work faster or somewhere else faster.
I think that's a good reason. You want to help people get to where they need to go quickly, right? So they can have more time for their life.
Yes.
It's a very good reason. Good job.
Good job. What is that, 1 billion miles per hour? That's a pretty fast train. Do you know how far the Earth is from the sun? It's about 93 million miles. That's about 100 million miles, right? So that means on your train, you can get to the sun in 6 minutes. That's a pretty fast train. Maybe we should tell the guys that are building the train from Houston to Dallas to take some of our ideas. I like it. Free Wi-Fi. Good job, Lambert. Really proud of you. Good job.
Very good job. I hope you will continue to work on this idea because you're on to something important. Okay? How old are you?
My name is Eddie Udy. I want to create a solar train. It's much cheaper than I do it once. It's faster and it's late traffic because some of them just, when there's a traffic, they couldn't move. But this one can just, you don't have to stop for traffic. Yeah.
Sorry, man. One more time. What was your name?
L-U-D.
Please tell me, why do you want to do this? What motivates you?
With some the trains just stop for traffic, but this one doesn't have to. And it's faster too. Yeah, it got a lot of rooms. It's safe, and it got foods in it. Yeah.
Okay, so the train gets people to where they need to go easier and safer. Right? It's a good reason. Good job.
Good job, Lily. I think that was a very good idea. When you're communicating to us, when you're talking to us, right? How old are you? 14 years old. So you're right there. You're not a boy anymore. You're about to become a man, right? So look at us when you're telling your idea. Why? Because it's a good idea, right? You don't need to hide behind that. You are confident. You're here on stage, right? And you believe in your ideas. It's going to tell it to us. Okay? So you're a great man for doing that. I'm proud of you. Very good idea. But make sure you beat Lambert's train. It's 1 billion miles an hour. I don't know how your 500 miles an hour train will do it, but it's a good idea.
Very good job.
Thank you.
Next person, please.
How y'all doing today? My name is Muhammad Nelson. I'm founder and CEO of Young Black Warriors. The Young Black Warriors is a mentor agency that I started to help get boys off the streets. So I'm selling these shirts. It says, "Dear educators, don't put me out, pick me up." It stands for how teachers provide suspend students and educate them. And what my program includes entrepreneur training, so I'm teaching how to start your own business. And what it also includes is voice to men, what will help boys become men, stuff of that nature. Different etiquettes of life, teach you how hygiene, things of that nature, and how to excel as big men. And it's pretty much it.
Mohammed, how old are you? 12. Okay. So I'm going to ask you the same question I haven't asked everybody. Why do you want to do this? What motivates you?
What motivates me
Mm-hmm.
is because, well, my mom, she really is helping me keep going. She helps me with a lot of stuff, the hard stuff that I can't do. Like, it's really not that I don't do it, I want to, but that's besides the point. What motivates me is to see one day my little brother will be my age and he will have to go through the same circumstances that I go through. And I want it to be easy for him to go through life.
So,
And for other boys too.
okay. I just want to share something with you. Before I worked in marketing, I was a high school teacher. I taught biology. And I taught biology at a very rough school. Most of the kids that I taught didn't have a lot of support. Some of them didn't have homes.
That's where I come in.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them didn't have anyone to help them. So I just want to say that your idea is very powerful. It's very important. A lot of people out there need it. And the fact that you are doing it so young and you're doing it so well is very impressive. And I gotta say that I'm proud to admit you today. Good job.
Mohammed, real quickly, you're 12 years old, but I swear I think you're a 40-year-old man. You are confident. You are absolutely impressive. I was looking at 2 judges while you were talking, and I'm like, wow, blew me away. Your last name should be Ali, not Nelson. Muhammad Ali, right? You are awesome. Good job.
You did an excellent job. Very articulate. I was very impressed with the way you put that whole thing together. Well thought out. Very well presented. Keep going. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Do we have any more presentations? No. Oh yeah? We're all finished? We're all presented? Oh, there you go.
My name is Blake. This is my sister, Misty Davis. And I want to open up an all-girls school for my sister because, like, sometimes she has like disabilities that she can't do. She's in special classes. And for like most of the times when we move around, like we have to like move. Sometimes we can't find schools for her to get in. So I just wanted to open up a special school for my sister. For girls like her, kids like her.
So, like, I think that the answer to this, it may be pretty obvious, but I'm asking anyway. What is the big thing that motivates you to want to do this? What's the most powerful reason you have to want to do this? That's a good reason. It's a fantastic reason. Good job.
You clearly love your sister very much. And she's lucky to have a brother like you. So continue loving her as much as you do and supporting her throughout her life. And great ideas that you have right now will come to reality, I promise you that. Very, very good. Always take care of her as well, okay? Be a good brother like you are right now.
You did a great job. Thank you for sharing that. That's very great.
Okay, thank you so much. Was that the last presentation? Yes, awesome. All of you did a great job, so congratulations already for coming up stage and being brave and presenting all of your ideas. We're gonna take a couple of minutes while the judges round up all the points, and then we'll present the top 3 winners. Thank you.
I was kind of nervous. The funny thing is, I do this all the time. I go to like different beach parks 3 times a week. And that's on Sunday. Normally I talk about yeah, that's good.
I take all my food and I all my food.
Thank you for the wait.
All the participants can come on stage, please.
All right, thank you everyone for participating. And we have the certificate of participation. And so the first person that we're going to call is Destiny Daniels. When you accept your awards, stretch out your right hand and shake the hands. You know, you're going to do that a lot in business, right? Okay, next up we have Iliudi Bayodihi. And also Langston Davis. Okay, next we have Mohammed Nelson. Great. Okay. Next up, for the certificate of participation, we have Layla Anderson. Next up, we have Akil Johnson-L. Next, we have the certificate of participation for Andre Daniels. And we have Milan Friedman. Molly. If I say your name is wrong, please correct me. Okay, so next up we have Mr. Lampert. And the next one is Blake Afuye.
So much for everyone who participated. I hope that you know this is not a competition within each other. It really is just how much of a passion you have for your business idea, and how much of a, of a courage and brave that you are in your presentation. Congratulations to you all. We are now going to do the top 3 winners. Are you guys ready? All right, perfect. Drum roll, please. Okay, for the 3rd place, we decided to go with Blake and Destiny on their new school idea with the district. Congratulations. Bigger and louder drum roll, please. For first place. We also have a prize for the mom. We have a basket for the mom. So please come on stage.
I also found out while we were waiting for the results that Muhammad and his mom, every 2 weeks, is it right? Feed the homeless. So they're on the last turnaround. The money that he makes from his shirts, he uses to buy food. And they just bought 182 meals this last time around when they fed the homeless. So it's an incredible amount of work that he did.
Anybody wants to join, please join. Please get on the stage. Anybody else wants to jump on, please jump on. I'll take the photo. Yeah. Alright, a big cheese for the cheese pizza. So take big cheese, cheese. Hold it. Wait. I love how she just rolled it. Alright, one more time. Alright, for the meat lovers on the stage, you say pepperoni or ice cream. Don't say that unless you're giving ice cream. Cookie! Sorry, one more camera. You guys are stars. All the paparazzi just for you. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? One more? Okay. This is for Facebook? Yes, for Facebook. This is for Facebook.
Live. I've had a big round of applause for Brenda Rio putting it together. Thank you, Brenda, for such a great job.
We have one more announcement from Ms. Belair, who has something to share with everyone.
I'm really glad that I was here with you guys today, and Bryce could not be present because he's out on the cruise. So he would want me to ask you, out of the students, I'm going to ask one question, and whoever gets all 3 answers, you can have a fill in so you can present to your father before this time. What's 3 things that is very important in entrepreneurship? Muhammad? That's good, but a Okay, look, I'm going to re-ask the question, okay? What's 3 things that you learned today that are important to entrepreneurship? Mohammed?
Questioning, listening, and being
One. There are 3 things I'm looking for in particular.
Presentation, marketing, and association.
That's close. Anybody else want to give it a shot? What's 3 things that's very important in entrepreneurship that you learned today?
Observing.
The teacher in me makes me ask the questions to make sure you left with something.
No.
It's 3 things. So let me give you a clue. Each speaker that came up today spoke about something that was very important that you need in entrepreneurship. So think about something that each one of the speakers may have left you. Anyone else? Langston?
Curiosity, association, and question.
Okay, I'm going to give you the answer, and to be fair, I'm going to present the lapel to our first place winner. Okay? The first one was having a great idea. That's the innovation. That's what your first speaker spoke about. Right? The second one is marketing, which you need great communication skills. And then the third one is networking. That's very, very important as an entrepreneurship. Thank you.
I appreciate and also for coming with us today. We have a little something for our presenters. Thank you from HCC. You can remember us in this event. Okay. Thank you. And also, for Aaron, I know we got you covered. Perfect. For the judges, Kevin, we have a little something from HCC. Thank you. And now announcements from Solel.
Okay, so as you know, we're very blessed to have the opportunity to partner with HCC with this particular project. It is near and dear to us, and thank you so much. And but we want to make some announcements. Solel has just completed a mural on the Whole Foods building that's off of 16 and Yale. So when you're driving on the freeway, you can't help but to see it, but it's on 16 and Yale. It is the first mural of Independence Heights, and also it is the first Whole Foods / Amazon facility that is here in Houston. So yeah, you have your Whole Foods, your regular Whole Foods, but this is the only Whole Foods 365. So we just acquired a partnership with them, and we're very happy about the work that we're doing because some of those proceeds from that mural went into food. So that's how we're paying it forward. We're a nonprofit. And also, one of our partner sponsors has an announcement for one of his programs, and I just want Mr. Aaron to tell you all about it.
Kudos to the judges. Y'all uplift the youth as y'all actually live criticism. So my announcement is I actually have a college scholarship program. So if you're a college student, it's a paid internship or whatnot. I'll leave my cards on the back. It's involving life insurance, annuity, retirement, and work protection. So also, if not a college student, I have a seminar in my office at 5700 Northwest Houston, Texas. Not far from North Freeway 65. And the seminar is actually between 12 and 1. So leave my card. Please call me or text me. I'm probably not a family, but just let me know. So I leave my cards in the back. And where's Muhammad? I'm going to buy a $75 purchase t-shirt and pass out to your friends.
Yeah, so thank you all. Oh, one of the muralists that is here, his name is Craig Carter, better known as Craig C, the artist. He actually helped us with the mural. I've actually painted it myself too, along with him. And he's a great individual and a great talent. So without any further ado, I'll give you back to Brenda.
Alright, well, I just want to make a closing statement. This event was really for you all. We are Houston Community College. Really, our main goal is to create a community within us. We're a big family, second word, third word, all the Southeast area. We are here to support you. We'll be doing more of this kinds of events. So we just ask you to be active with us. We want to empower you. We want you to feel strong in what you're dreaming, okay? And this goes with both the students and the parents. We're here for you. So thank you so much for spending a couple of hours with us in your weekend.